Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All the praises be to Allah. Peace to all of us. Praise and gratitude we pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for all the blessings and favors that have been given to us, so that today we can be together in this glorious room. I take this opportunity to thank all those who have attended the research seminar proposal. The Honorable to Dr. Nita Delima SSMPD as the Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, and the Honorable for the Lectures of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, and also for my beloved friends. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Nurul Lita Akmalia. I'm from English Education Department, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Subang University. I would like to present my presentation about the research proposal. The title is The Influence of Storytelling Towards Student Speaking Skill. The content, the first is the formulation of the research, the second is purpose of the research, the third is a research variable, and the fourth is method, the sixth is population and sample, and the fifth is population and sample, and the sixth is instrument of the research. Okay, it's abstract. In learning, students often have difficulty when trying to speak in English. They feel ashamed and even don't believe in themselves. The first thing that becomes an obstacle is that they are afraid to start. They often think that English is very difficult, so that it hinders student learning abilities. In addition, the lack of self-confidence greatly affects the student's speaking courage using English. Therefore, in this research, I use storytelling as a technique to see if there is a significant effect of this storytelling technique on students' speaking ability using English. Okay, next. English is a universal language. Everyone around the world uses this language as the language of liaison between countries. And speaking is considered the most important part in a language because the function of the language is as means of communication. Communicating with others requires an important rule because through speaking everyone can express their opinion, express ideas, and convey their desires to others. Okay. Next is the significance of the research. The first, for the English teacher and school. The second, for student. And the third is the further researcher. Okay. Providing useful information about the media storytelling used in teaching speaking English, and I hope that it can be applied in teaching learning process. For the teacher as an alternative technique that can be used by the teacher in English speaking learning. And for my student, to building student interest in learning English and to motivate students so that they can speak English fluently, speak confidence, enjoy learning, and be more active in following lesson. And the last is the further researchers. This research is expected to be a reference for further researcher and can be developed into a better research on the teaching learning process in English. Next is theoretical foundation. Speaking is an activity that is carried out directly, different from the three other aspects that affect learning English, such as reading, writing, and listening. Okay. Meanwhile, the abilities to speak fluently presuppose not only a knowledge of language features, but also the ability to process information and language on the spot. Okay. Next, About storytelling, according to Anne Cole, storytelling consists of two words, namely story means story and tell mean telling a story. Okay. In storytelling activities, there are various types of fairy tales that the storyteller librarian can choose to tell. According to Aspandiar, there are the six types of fairy tales. The first is traditional fairy tales, and the second is modern fairy tales, and the third is educational fairy tales, and the fourth is fable, and the fifth is historical fairy tales, and the sixth is therapeutic tales. Okay, next is research method. Quantitative research methodologies with a quasi-experimental design were used in this study. The term quasi-experimental refers to a study design in which two groups are tested. The organizations that are currently present at the study site should have about the same capability. As a result, the researchers join in the two classes that are almost similar in ability and are already available at a school. Okay, research variable. Then the conclusion is drawn based on the little race, the influence of storytelling towards students' speaking skill. The variables studied can be delivered into two, namely, first is an independent variable, and the second is dependent variable. Instrument of the research. For treatment class, in the experimental class, I use silent movie as a storytelling technique. In this study, data collection using data from the pre-test and the post-test. After the subject received the treatment, a pre-test was conducted to assess their quality of features. On a pre-test, the student should make a video of the storytelling with narrative text. And for the pre-test, I using silent movie as a media for learning storytelling. Okay. The steps taken during the treatment as are follow. The first, students are divided into three groups. One group consists of 6 members. They watch a silent movie that had been prepared by the researcher with duration 5 and 7 minutes. After that, the researcher asked them to explain a little about the movie they had seen, then giving a researcher about how to retell film or movie that have already using storytelling teaching technique. After that, students share us to discuss with their groups to retell a movie they saw. Every week, the group members will be divided. The first week consists for 6 members, and the second week of treatment consists of 3 members. Okay. And also for the control class. And for the post-test, students were asked to make a storytelling video using narrative text. Okay. This is instrument for control class. For treatment in the control class, I use picture series as a storytelling technique. Okay, conclusion. In my research, I took the influence of storytelling towards students' speaking skill by using silent movie and series pictures as a technique. When carrying out the treatment, the method used in the quantitative experimental method by comparing two classes, namely the experimental class and the control class. Okay, here's some reference for my proposal, and thank you so much for watching. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.